You're watching the Western Athletic Conference softball here on ESPN+. Welcome to Pauley Wells Field here in Abilene, Texas, home of the ACU Wildcats. I'm Jaden West, alongside with Roman Raffelli. We welcome you down here on the field. Roman, this is a midweek matchup, Power 5 school versus a mid-major. What are you looking for?
Yeah, for ACU, it's a huge opportunity, really great to be able to play a Power 5 school in Texas Tech. They did fall 8-0 when they played back in 2023, so they're going to look to build on that and have a more competitive outing today.
And for Texas Tech, building on some really good first-year head coach, Coach Snyder had a really great first year, looking to build on that momentum. What are they looking for here in the latter part of the season?
Yeah, like you said, building on momentum. They played really great offense last season, looking to build on that and be competitive in a really softball competitive conference.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup here on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. For now, we're going to send it on over to Daisy Strine. Daisy, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. It's a beautiful day here at Pauley Wells Field. The last time these two teams played on this field, ACU won 7-3. That was back in April of 2022. And hey, the player to watch today is Olivia Marble. She's hitting a .414 average, and she's just one double away of reaching ACU record books. More on that later. For now, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Daisy. We're ready to go here in Abilene, Texas. In the circle for the Wildcats, Roman, Riley making her second start on the year. What have you seen from her so far this season?
Yeah, no, she struggled. Her ERA over 5 and no wins yet of record, but she's been successful in getting ground balls and getting her defense to play for her. Looking to have a good day out there today, get ground balls. Don't be susceptible to the long ball. This is a Tech team that hits the ball hard and far frequently under Coach Snyder, and she's got to be able to keep the ball in the infield today. Yeah, this Red Raider offense is definitely one to fear as Reagan Jennings steps in as the leadoff hitter of this game, and the first pitch is underway here at Pauley Wells Field, and it's going to be called a strike. Yeah, another big thing for Riley White today is going to be pitching ahead in counts, not getting into 3-ball counts without a good number of strikes.
Reagan Jennings, the freshman infielder, hit .470 for her career average back in high school. Really solid hitter at the top of this Lady Red Raider order. It's Riley White faces a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch, and it's poked over the shortstop and in out to left field where Rote fields it and gets it back in the infield, but that's going to go for a leadoff single for the Lady Red Raiders.
Yeah, and that's a great piece of hitting there. Just, keeping your hands to the ball, putting the ball up the middle of the field. There's no one there, and, able to exploit the gap and have a nice leadoff single.
So the first hitter of the game is on for Texas Tech as Kaylee Wyckoff, the left fielder, comes up to the plate. That's in there for a ball. Wyckoff, the sophomore from Katy, Texas, really solid year last year. She got the Big 12 Freshman of the Year as well as the All-Big 12 second team. Lots of other awards. The D1 Freshman All-American and NFCA Freshman of the Year. She swings at this one and fouls it off to the left side. So really great hitter in Wyckoff. Had a great freshman season and having a good sophomore season as well.
Yeah, hitting .426 coming into today, leading her team in hits with 40, 4 home runs and 26 RBIs along with that.
Wyckoff playing left field today, can also play anywhere in the outfield as well as behind the dish in the gear. She faces an 0-2 count here. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be just off the outside corner of the plate for the first ball of the at-bat. Brings the count to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is high. Count even out, 2-2. Wyckoff, as you mentioned, having a really solid year, slugging .660 and a .486 on-base percentage. Really patient at the plate. She swings at the 2-2 pitch and drives it out into left field, and it's missed by Bubba Rote. The sun might have caught the eyes there, so runners advance 60 feet and put runners on first and second with nobody out here yet in this first inning.
Yeah, had some early trouble here for Riley White. That ball kind of got lost in the left field gap there. Unfortunately falls over the head of Bubba Rote, as we see on replay here. Got just a bit under that pitch. Good location from Riley White, just over the head of her left fielder. And now a bit of a jam, first and second with no outs.
And Riley Love steps into the box for the Red Raiders. Love playing third base. Batting .333 on the year, slugging .839. She's got 10 home runs. She's the only Red Raider in double digits, leading the team in the long ball. Just the kind of hitter you want at the 3-hole.
Yeah, she's been great for them in the 3-hole. Obviously, like you said, .839 slugging percentage, 73 total bases, 37 RBIs, 10 home runs, 2 triples, and 10 doubles. She's been a superstar at the plate. Just able to, hit the ball gap to gap with some power and do good things for this Red Raider lineup.
So here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's swung at and missed for strike one. Count is brought to 2-1. Nobody out here early in this first inning with runners on first and second. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's driven out into left center field gap. Bounces off the wall. Marble gets it and throws it back into the infield, but Jennings scores from second base, and that's going to go as an RBI double to get this game started for Riley Love.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, just living gap to gap, able to put that one just to the left field side of the center fielder, gets that ball to the wall with some power. Got there in a hurry, and she got to second base.
Now Aubrey Barnhart steps into the box for the Red Raiders. She takes ball one there. The junior from Pleasant View, Tennessee, transferred in from Alabama. She played 28 games at Alabama, starting 13 of them. And in 2022, she started 11 games for the Red Raiders, batting 200 as a freshman. So she takes this one. It's over the head and to the backstop. Wyckoff coming in to score from home, and Love right behind her also scores after a defensive miscue by the Wildcats. So quickly, this ball game's 3-0 here in the first.
Yeah, and that's a great hustle play there from Riley Love. Sees the wild pitch get by, able to take third base, and not only that, but sees that the ball was overthrown, and the catcher wasn't at home plate, nor was the third baseman at third, because she was going to get that ball, so she could take a big lead and then obviously take that last base because she was left unattended at third.
Yeah, you see here there on the replay, really great heads-up base running by Riley Love. So after an RBI double, her and one more score to bring this game to 3-0, and we're going to have a mound visit here from head coach Abigail Farler for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Wildcats seem a little bit jittery, a little bit nervous. Obviously, this is a big Power 5 program like we mentioned in the open. Big game, especially here to have them at Pauley Wells. But you just got to go out there and tell them to, calm down a little bit, just play their game. You have to limit the mental mistakes in big games like this, because you may not be, on the advantage side when it comes to talent or skill, but you can't make the mental mistakes to give them even more of an edge.
Absolutely. So Aubrey Barnhart steps in with a 1-1 count and takes this one down the right field line, but foul. Count moves to 1-2. As you mentioned, Red Raiders Power 5 conference team in a really great softball conference, arguably the best conference of softball in that Big 12. I mean, with Oklahoma and Texas and Oklahoma State, really solid competition there in the Big 12. So really good opportunity for the Wildcats to be able to face that kind of competition and that pitching and try to overcome some mountains that come with that.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks as if, Texas Tech is maybe not the best team, obviously coming in with a poor conference record at 3-6. That Big 12 is a great softball conference. They've played some really good games, some really high competition there. So this is a big matchup for ACU, really tall task ahead of them.
And I think Texas Tech on the right track with their softball program. I mean, they brought in head coach Craig Snyder, which we talked about before the game, and that's a swing and a miss for strike three as Mylock throws that one down to first after the drop third strike. So the first out of the inning is captured here in the first, and it's going to bring up Demi Elder, the right fielder for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that's a great sign, especially for Riley White to be able to get back out there and get a strikeout after the mound visit and the 2 stolen bases after the wild pitch. Able to get back in the zone, get a strikeout, and start moving forward.
Elder fouls that one off to bring the count to 0-1. Elder out of League City, Texas. Last season hit .271 with 31 RBI. Comes from a family full of athletes. Her older sister, Danielle, plays at Texas State right now, and she drives this one out deep in the left field. This ball is over the wall and gone. The opposite field home run for Demi Elder. Solo shot. Texas Tech now leads 4-0 after the long ball.
Yeah, that's a great piece of hitting there from Elder. Just hitting the ball where it's pitched on that outside edge, able to take it to left field and send it over to extend their lead to 4-0 here in the top of the first.
Elder not typically what we think of as a long ball hitter, only 2 on the air. That was her third, and that one to the opposite side of the field, out over the left field wall. Great piece of hitting as Abby Orrick, the shortstop, steps in now for the Red Raiders. Take another look at that replay on the home run from Elder. This pitch was just outside, and she drove it deep into left field, and no play on the ball was necessary as that ball was long gone. Wind blowing out from the right field foul pole to the left field foul pole. Just slightly breezy here in Abilene, Texas, but nice, warm, clear sky day on a great Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for some softball. Both teams came to play. Hoping to have a good matchup here, but Tech out to a 4-0 lead here in the first.
So here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's swung at and missed by Orrick. Orrick having a good year, batting .300. She started all 30 of the games she's played in. 21 RBI on the season so far. She faces a 2-1 count now. There's White. 2-1 pitch is outside for ball 3.
And a big pitch here for White. Orrick striking out 17 times so far this season, only 6 walks.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's popped up in the middle of the infield, and great job by Cook to come in and make the play to capture the second out of the first inning. Now the DH, Maddie Wright, steps into the box for the Red Raiders. Wright, the senior out of Fort Worth, Texas, transferred in from UNC Charlotte.
Yeah, and hitting .364 on the year. This is a bit of a threat here, and the DH obviously lower down in the lineup, but still got some power, still a good hitter. And Riley White with 2 outs and no runners on, able to, pitch around a little bit if she wants, or to go straight at her and have limited damage available from Tech.
She takes a strike there to bring the count to 1-1. Wright, as I mentioned, transferred in from UNC Charlotte, where back in 2021 as a freshman, she made the Conference USA second team and then the all-freshman team there as well. She threw 330.1 innings and had a 3.79 ERA, also while having over 300 at-bats and hitting at .320. Faces a 2-1 count here and takes it low for ball 3.
Yeah, Wright, a great transfer in for Coach Craig Snyder. Starting to build a program up again, having a successful year last year, 30 wins, over 30 wins, and some big top 5 wins there. Get some attention from some good transfer students in other schools.
The 3-1 pitch is high for ball 4, so Maddie Wright makes her way down to first base after drawing the walk, and it's going to bring up the catcher, Kennedy Kreitz.
Yeah, Kreitz hitting .308 on the year with 16 hits, 4 runs scored, 21 total bases.
Here's the first pitch to Kreitz, and it's in there for strike 1. Kreitz really solid defensively behind the plate. She led the Big 12 last year with 11 caught stealing. She hit .267. She didn't get a lot of games played in last year, so to be able to lead the Big 12 in that stat is really big. She takes this one and flares it off to the left side, but just out of the reach for Bubba Rote, who was tracking it out in foul territory. So that's going to be a foul ball and move the count now to 0-2.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the defensive capabilities are huge, especially with kind of a lack of offensive production at times. It's big to be able to say that, the bat might not always be there, but she's still going to be capable behind the dish and reliable behind the dish and give Tech that edge in that fashion.
So after a ball there, she faces a 1-2 count. Riley White trying to work out of some early trouble here in the first inning. She's given up 4 runs already. Runner on first, 2 outs. And that's in there for ball 2. The Wildcats have struggled in the first inning. They've given up close to 1.5 runs per inning just in the first alone, as that ball is grounded into left field and going to go as a base hit to move the runners now on first and second.
Yeah, unable to sneak that ball through the 5-6 hole there. Down in a count. That's a great at-bat. Gets down 0-2, battles back to a 2-2 count, and then just hits a ground ball the other way, or pulled the ground ball through the 5-6 hole, and able to survive and move the lineup down.
And now for the last hitter of this Texas Tech lineup, Logan Halliman shows bunt there and lays it down, but it rolls foul. 0-1 is the count.
Yeah, I tried to catch the defense off guard there, put a bunt down, try to squeeze his runners to second and third, and then get to first yourself. Unfortunately, just flared down that third base line a little too far.
Halliman, one of the promising young freshmen here at Texas Tech this season. She shows bunt there once again and takes it, but in there for strike 2. So a young team starting on the field today for Texas Tech. Lots of freshmen and sophomores in the lineup. Halliman being one from Flower Mound, Texas. Halliman hit .547 in her high school career, and she hits this one out in the left field. Bubba Rote tracks it and hauls it in for out 3 at the top of the first. So Texas Tech jumps out to a quick 4-0 lead. We'll be right back for ACU offense. This is Jaden West and Roman Raffelli on ESPN+. Welcome back to Pauley Wells Field as the Wildcats get their first chance here at the plate in the bottom of the first. They trail 4-0. Katie Bennett, the leadoff hitter, swings and misses at that one for strike 1.
Yeah, obviously want to be aggressive here in the bottom of the first after giving up that 4 spot in the top. And they're going to have to rely on Katie Bennett to get them going here and spark some offense and stay in this game.
Bennett, the best hitter on this Wildcat roster, batting .463 on the year, slugging .758, just insane numbers from the middle infielder.
Yeah, the transfer from Texas A&M Commerce, obviously in her sophomore year, leading this team from the leadoff spot, but then in the stats like you mentioned, she's a phenomenal hitter, plays great defense. The key part of this team so far under Coach Abigail Farley.
It's pretty wild. Bennett quit softball her junior year, went to Texas A&M Commerce and decided to walk on. She fouls that one off to the left side, trying to slash it. And, so she walks on the A&M Commerce team and has an immediate impact. Now transfers to ACU and having a spectacular year here for the Wildcats. So, to think if she wasn't playing softball today, what would she be doing? But here she is, and really great hitter at the top of this order, but she swings and misses, and first out of the first inning here for the Wildcats as she strikes out.
Yeah, and the pitcher, Maddie Keel, out of Longmont, Colorado, the righty 6'1" junior, has led this team, pitched very well so far this season. A .380 ERA, 7-4 record in 18 appearances. She started 11 games, pitched a full 66 innings, giving up 65 hits and 36 earned runs.
Olivia Marble in for the Wildcats now. She fouled that one off to the left side. The Red Raiders, lots of really good pitching. They have lots of arms they can go to at any point in the season. One thing that they were lacking last season was some of that bullpen depth to come in and close out the end of the games, but they've gotten that here with Armillo and Rolls and Reigns as well. So really great additions to this Red Raiders team to make an impact.
Yeah, I mentioned Craig Snyder in his second season had a good first season, over 30 wins, some big top 5 wins in those 30, and he's looking to make a big step forward here this season.
And this one's popped up to Keel, who catches it easy for the second out of the inning. So after 2 quick outs for the Red Raiders, Sammy Sheelander, the first baseman, comes up to the plate. Sheelander recently been on a tear for the Wildcats. She leads them with 20 RBI, and an 11-game hitting streak is going on right now for Sheelander. And during that stretch, she's batting .457.
Yeah, she's been hot, and she's been a key part of this lineup in that 3-hole. Obviously, Bennett and Marble high on-base percentages, and she's been able to score them. Going to look to be the spark here in the bottom of the first.
There's the 0-1 pitch, and it's up through the middle of the infield, just out of the reach of Jennings as she tried to make the backhand play. But first hit of the Wildcats goes to Sheelander here with 2 outs in the first inning, and she's on with a single.
Yeah, able to just kind of flare that ball up the middle for a nice little poke-through single. Wildcats looking to get something going here with 2 outs in the first.
Yeah, that ball wasn't hit particularly hard, but put in the right spot to be able to get out in some outfield grass and find a way on base for Elizabeth Schaefer, the DH of the day, coming into the box now. Schaefer only 16 at-bats on the year, but batting .438 in those 16 ABs. Hit a home run and also 9 RBI on the season. There's the 1-0 pitch, and it's grounded to the second baseman, Jennings, who fires it over to Barnhart at first for out 3 of this first inning. So, Red Raiders lead 4-0. Quick inning after 1 base hit for the Wildcats. We'll be right back for the second on ESPN+. Welcome back. Top of the second inning is underway here as the top of the order for the Red Raiders steps back into the box. Reagan Jennings singled in her first at bat.
Yeah, provided a great leadoff single and then came around to score.
And Jennings got this offense started and looking to continue something here in the second. Your screen says bottom of first, but it's actually top of second here in Abilene, Texas. That ball just misses off the plate.
Yeah, for Jennings, just looking to repeat the success. Obviously, it's a good sign if you're leading off back-to-back innings to start a game.
Riley White back in the circle for the Wildcats, and she throws this one. The 2-0 pitch is grounded through the middle of the infield for another single. So Jennings 2 for 2 now on the day in her first 2 at-bats here early in this ball game.
Yeah, a pair of singles to lead off. That's great success. That's all you can ask for from your leadoff. Just able to get on base and look to, get in a scoring position, whether that's stealing on a wild pitch, pass ball, or just getting hit around, and then able to, score through the middle part of that lineup, the 2, 3, 4 holes, the best hitters on the team.
Mylock fired it down over to Sheelander at first base to try to get the back pick, but Jennings in there safely standing up. So Kaylee Wyckoff in the box now for the Red Raiders. Sophomore, we mentioned, had a really amazing freshman season last year for Texas Tech, as she got Big 12 Freshman of the Year and a D1 Freshman All-American, and she hit .393 with 9 home runs, and also throughout the season had a 22 on-base streak. Just miraculous numbers for Wyckoff.
Yeah, she's definitely a very promising young star for Coach Snyder, obviously coming in last year, freshman and a first-year head coach. That bond, as well as just, being in the same spot, wanting to build in the same direction and build around your star young players.
She fouls that one off to bring the count now to 1-2. I think that's the story here with Texas Tech and their softball program. Coach Snyder doing a really good job of bringing in young talent, and that young talent just needs some time to develop and grow and really perform well at the Big 12 level. And we're seeing that, struggling a little bit in conference so far this year, but they're trending upward, if I say so.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a fair thing to say. Obviously, great offensive numbers last year and this year. They're a dangerous group. 1 through 9, they can do damage, especially this top of the order.
So 2-2 is the count now. Riley White just trying to pound that strike zone, and Get some outs. This ball is down the right field line and fair. The ball's thrown in, but Jennings able to go first to third on the single down the right field line. Put runners on the corners now for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, and that's Wyckoff's second single today. Riley White struggling with the top of the order. And is going to have Riley Love, who had a great hit in the first, able to line a double to the wall in center.
Yeah, Love steps in, had that first RBI of the game, and she has another chance to do it here once again with the runner on third. She takes the first pitch in there for strike one.
You know, we mentioned early in the first inning that Riley White's going to have to pitch ahead in counts, and she's done a good job of that. Unfortunately, it's just, you know, trying to get the put-away pitch in there or get a ground ball hasn't gone her way so far.
Ball's in the dirt for ball one. As you mentioned, White doing a good job of throwing strikes, just Red Raiders doing a little bit better of a job hitting in and seeing it and driving it and finding some outfield grass. They've done a good job of that so far. And looking to do it here once again with runners on the corners. This ball is sharply fouled to the third base side over towards the ACU dugout. 1-2 now the count. Love, one of the veteran presence on this Texas Tech roster, the senior from Keller, Texas. She was an all Big 12 freshman back in 2021, and last season, though, missed 27 games due to an arm injury. She only played in 26 and hit below 200, so tough season last year, had to deal with an injury, but coming back this year and looking to make a better impact, batting .333 on the year so far in her 31 starts.
Yeah, and there's growth in the struggle, and we're seeing that play out here for one of the more experienced players, like you mentioned, on this Texas Tech roster.
Good at bat so far. She's fouled a couple off and now faces a 2-2 count. Texas Tech offense really patient at the plate, knows the strike zone really well, and able to use that to their advantage to work into some long counts. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's gonna hit Love on her inside knee there, and she trots down to first base. Bases are loaded now for Aubrey Barnhart.
Yeah, not a great sign for Riley White here. Obviously, bases loaded, no outs to start the second inning after giving up 4 in the first. Fortunately, she struck out Barnhart in that first inning, hoping to repeat that success here.
So the first 3 hitters of this Texas Tech lineup have gotten on both the first and second time through the order. And Aubrey Barnhart, as you mentioned, struck out in the first. Up now with an 0-1 count, and the bases loaded.
And if you're Riley White, you've obviously got to play at any base. You would love to turn a double play here.
There's the 0-1 pitch, and it's fouled, tipped off. 0-2 now the count. Barnhart down to the count, 0-2. Takes this pitch for ball one off the outside. So bases loaded now, nobody out here in the top of the second. Texas Tech leads 4-0. Barnhart here, bases loaded, 1-2 pitch is low for ball two.
Yeah, Riley White's got to take a second here, step out of the circle, take a deep breath, reset. Obviously cannot afford to walk Barnhart here. No open bases. Got to get a ground ball, try to get 2 outs. At the very least get 1 and limit the damage.
So back-to-back batters, Riley White's gone 0-2 and falling back in the count now to bring it even 2-2 as that one's fouled off. So these Red Raider hitters staying alive and fighting off some tough pitches. They don't go down without a fight.
Yeah, they're doing a great job battling today, making Riley White work for every strike she's going to get, fouling off pitches, you know, being disciplined at the plate, not swinging at balls. And if you know, the discipline has paid off so far. Obviously 7 hits through the first inning.
So here's the windup, and the 2-2 pitch is swung at and flared out in the left field. Bubba Rote underneath it. Runner going home and tags and scores safely. That's Jennings with her second run of the day and brings the lead now to 5-0.
Correction, that's actually Miranda Davila in left field now. Subbed in for Bubba Road after the first inning. Able to make the catch there, but still a run scores.
So Demi Elder now in the box for the Red Raiders. She takes ball one there. Runners on first and second. Riley White falls now back in the count, 2-0.
And you got to be careful here, especially down 2-0. Elder hit the home run in the first inning. Looking to do damage again, but Riley White's got to be careful here.
Here's the windup in the 2-0 pitch, and misses once again for ball 3. So 3-0 now the count. Riley White facing some trouble once again in the second inning.
Yeah, and this may have been a kind of intentional walk from Abigail Farler here. Saw something they didn't like in that first inning home run. Rather pitch around her, see if they can get her to hit a weak ground ball, and if not, walk her like they just did.
So a 4-pitch walk to Demi Elder. Loads the bases once again. And Mylock, the catcher for ACU, is going to go out and have a visit with her pitcher.
Yeah, and the senior and Avery Mylock looking to just kind of calm down her pitcher. Give some inspiring, motivational words. And, get back out there and get out of this inning.
So Abby Orick up to the plate now. With the bases loaded, you see there, that's Alina Russo warming up in the pen for the Wildcats. First pitch to Orick, in there on the outside corner for strike one. Take another look there at Russo warming up down the left field line in the bullpen for the Wildcats. She may have a chance to come to this game, as the 0-1 pitch is in there once again for strike two. So really good job by White. After a couple walks, a couple free bases, gets right back in, moves the count to 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's grounded through the 6-hole. Villa comes in charging and able to get the ball back in the infield, but one run did score. So an RBI single for Abby Orick. Red Raiders lead now 6-0.
Yeah, and that's a great hit. Obviously down on the count 0-2, able to just take the ball through that 5-6 hole once again, past the diving arm of the third baseman, and add on to this lead.
So Maddie Wright steps in for the Red Raiders now, the DH, and takes strike one. So one out here in the second, bases loaded. This pitch is swung out hardly, but fouled. 0-2 now the count. So back-to-back hitters now fall 0-2.
Yeah, and Riley White looking to finish off Maddie Wright, unlike with Orick, who then singled through with the 0-2 count.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Wright, and it's on the outside corner, looking for strike three. So the second strikeout for Riley White. It's the second out of this second inning. She leaves bases loaded now for Kennedy Kreitz.
Yeah, and that's a big out for Riley White, obviously getting to two. Now you don't need to worry about the runners on base, just getting out. Focus on what's in front of you.
This one in there for a strike as well. So really working that outside part of the plate and doing a good job locating and getting ahead of these Red Raider hitters. Cricht singled on her first at bat, and she grounds this one over to third base. Cook fields it cleanly and fires it over for out 3 of the inning. So the Red Raiders scratch 2 more on a couple more hits and move the lead to 6-0. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back to Pauley Wells Field here in Abilene, Texas. The Red Raiders able to scratch 2 more runs in the second inning to bring their lead to 6-0. Wildcats Avery Mylock to lead off the inning for ACU. Field back in the circle for the Red Raiders. Here's the first pitch of the inning, and it's fouled for strike 1.
Yeah, Mylock hitting .214 on the year, 12 hits, 3 doubles, 12 RBI, slugging just under .430.
She hits this one hard down the left field line and in the corner. She rounds first and takes off for second and has an easy stand-up leadoff double here in the second inning. So little spark for this ACU offense in the middle of the order.
Yeah, that's a great piece there, just lining that down the left field line, getting it to kind of hook into foul territory once it lands fair. And that's a great, great piece of leadoff hitting for the Wildcats.
So after the leadoff double, Katrin Hoffman, the right fielder, steps into the box from the left side for the Wildcats. She takes the first pitch there for ball 1. Hoffman batting .250 with runners in scoring position on the year. Looking to get this runner over to third or maybe even drive her in. There's the 1-0 pitch and swung at hard and missed for strike 1.
Yeah, you notice pitcher Keel just kind of take a deep breath there, pause after giving up the double, and then ball 1 to start the count. Took a deep breath, relaxed, and then got back in there with strike 1.
There's the 1-1 pitch and swung at it once again, but missed for strike 2. That one's taken high for ball 2, so count even now 2-2 with the runner on second and nobody out here in this second inning.
Yeah, Wildcats looking to get some runs across the plate here, stay alive in this game.
This ball's to the backstop and causes Mylock to be able to take third. So now a runner on third with no one out, and the count is full to Katrin Hoffman.
Yeah, great opportunity for the Wildcats here. Obviously down 6-0, you can't get them all back at once. But first and third, or a hit here from Hoffman would be big.
Here's the full count, and it's in there, but taken for ball 4. So big walk and big at bat drawn there by Hoffman to put runners on the corners for Miranda Lista.
Yeah, and ACU had a great first inning, 1-2-3 with the strikeout of Katie Bennett, but obviously struggling a bit here, got runners in the corners and no outs.
So Lista steps into the box now for the Wildcats. Runners on the corners, and she takes that one in there down the middle for strike 1. Lista, the junior from Chino Hills, California. Played over 40 games last year. 40 games and 30 hits in the last 2 years. So not a ton of game time for Lista, but getting an opportunity this year to go out and make an impact. She's had 56 at bats on the season so far.
Yeah, Coach Abigail Farler saw something she liked, whether it's in practice or the games that she's gotten to play in, or due to some injuries. She's gotten a chance and she's made a good impression in that chance.
Lista goes down there with the strikeout for out 1 of the inning. Good job by Keel to bounce back after letting the first 2 runners on base and get the big pitch and the strikeout for out 1 there.
Yeah, with 2 so far in this game. Keel has 59 on the season. Looking for number 60 here soon. Would it really help her get out of this jam?
So Rachel Cook. Excuse me, we're going to have a pinch hitter. That's Riley White. She's the pitcher on the day. She's coming in for the DP. So now White batting in the 8-hole. So White steps in with the runners on the corners, 1 out, and she grounds this one sharply, but foul.
Yeah, White looking to help herself a bit here. Obviously got a runner in scoring position. Hoping to get a ball into the outfield and score a run.
White hit well last year, hitting .277 this year in her 47 at-bats. Definitely shown some promise here in the first part of this season, but she swings and misses that ball low in the dirt. Bring the count now to 0-2.
Yeah, so you're going to lean on their senior here, hoping to get a quality at-bat out of her right here.
So White behind in the count now, 1-2. Keel looking to get another strikeout and avoid that runner on third from being able to score. This one's hit hard, but foul once again towards that third base side. Take a look at it here. This one's gonna come right into your home. Got real close to hitting the camera down there on the third baseline.
They actually had closed the camera case just outside of that foul wall. Great battle here from Riley White.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's fouled once again to the left side. So Riley White competing at the plate, facing a 1-2 count, but doing a good job of fighting off tough pitches and staying alive here in the box.
Yeah, senior from Thorndale able to, just put the bat on the ball, whether it's just a foul ball or not. She's done a great job here, just extending her at bat, running that pitch count up, looking for her pitch.
This is high and towards the backstop. The runner scores from third base. It's Avery Mylock scoring the first run of the game for the Wildcats. This ball got away from catcher Kreitz and wasn't able to pick it up and get it to the plate in time to have a play on the ball. So score now 6-1 here in the second inning. Counts 2-2 now to Riley White. She takes that one for ball 3. Full count now.
Yeah, and we're seeing a bit of a rally here. Obviously, it's only the second inning, but down 6-0 going into the bottom of the second. The Wildcats needed to do something. And Mylock with that leadoff double, able to score, able to move to third on a wild pitch and then score on another one, generating some offense here.
White staying alive once again with another foul ball.
Yeah, lengthy at bat here. Good battle between Keel and White. Riley White, now in a 3-2 count, able to get a hit or walk. Got to be careful. Obviously, that strike zone. Don't want to get called out on strikes. Looking for the walk, but it's got a couple ways on now.
So here's the 10th pitch of the at-bat to Riley White, and she fouls this one off again.
A bit of a pitcher-on-pitcher at-bat here. White probably thankful she's not dealing with a batter swinging 11 strikes here. Found him off.
So here's the full count once again. 1 out in the inning. This ball's driven out into left field and off the top of the wall. Hoffman coming around to score. And that's going to go as a long RBI single for Riley White after a really lengthy at-bat.
Yeah, 12 pitches it took, but finally gets a ball down in fair territory for a really long single here. in Pauly Wells Field. Some nice applause from Coach Farler. And just like that, the Wildcats are right back in this game with a 2 spot and only 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
That's going to bring up Miranda Davia, also known as Randy, the senior from Belton, Texas. In the box now from the left side, takes ball 1 high.
Yeah, I didn't have much going in the first inning off of Keel, but the Wildcats seeing something here in the second. Able to make good contact, stay alive in counts, get on base in any way necessary, and have themselves a little rally here.
The 1-0 pitch is in there for a ball, brings the count now to 2-0. Bottom of the order, doing a really good job for the Wildcats, generating some offense, and now with 2 runs on the board, the 9 holes in, facing a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch, and this one's over the shortstop's head, but tracked down and caught. Off falling down, Wyckoff, really great job to get that one and reel it into a glove for out 2 of the inning.
Yeah, an excellent diving catch there as we take a look at the replay. Fading back into the gap, able to take that front arm there, make the backhanded diver to rob Randy of a hit.
So runners still on first, 2 outs now here in the second. And Katie Bennett in there, takes it first pitch for strike 1. Bennett struck out in her first at bat back in the first inning. Rare for Bennett, only her 7th strikeout on the season. She shows bunt here, but pulls it back. Takes the ball. So 1-1 now the count to Bennett.
Yeah, like you mentioned, not a frequent strikeout recipient here. Obviously got a strikeout in that first inning. Looking to bounce back and have a better AB here in the second.
The 1-1 is swung at but fouled straight back. So Bennett falls behind in the count now, 1-2. Runners on base. Bennett is batting .519 on the season. You know, we mentioned it earlier, just some really good numbers, but especially when runners are on and she has a chance to drive them in or even around the bases, she usually executes. She takes that one high for ball 2.
Yeah, we mentioned only a sophomore, but shows great plate discipline, able to, be a 5 to a player for Coach Farler. Doing it all. Steals a lot of bases, hits with good power, good contact, plays the field well.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's popped up to shortstop and caught by Orick for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Wildcats able to scratch across 2 runs on the board. Texas Tech still leads 6-2. We'll be right back on ESPN+. Welcome back to Pauly Wells Field. The Wildcats make a change in the circle. Elizabeth Schaefer coming in to pitch now for ACU. After Riley White, through 2 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 earned runs, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So in the 3rd inning, Schaefer is going to come into the circle and pitch for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Schaefer enters with a 21 ERA, but that's only in 2 innings played. Pitched, gave up 2 hits, 8 runs, 6 of which earned. Got 11 walks and no strikeouts. She struggled to throw strikes, giving up a lot of free bases, which does not usually end well, as that 21 ERA would suggest.
Yeah, only been able to get 6 outs in her 4 appearances on the season so far, but looking to correct that as she throws her first pitch in there, but it misses high for ball 1. Logan Halliman in the box, leading off the inning for the Red Raiders. Halliman shows bunt, pulls it back for ball 2. She flew out to left field in her first at bat back in the first inning. Batting in the 9 hole today. After her, we'll be right back up to the top of the order with Jennings and then Wyckoff. 2-0 pitch, and it's in the dirt for ball 3. So struggling to find the strike zone is Schaefer here early in her appearance. And there's ball 4. So the freshman from Flower Mound, Texas walks and takes second base here on the stolen base after the ball 4 pitch went to the backstop. So Heilemann catching ACU's defense lacking there just a little bit. And we're going to have a mound visit from Coach Farler.
Yeah, not what you want to see in a leadoff walk there, and then obviously the catcher just kind of taking her time getting that ball back. Heads up play from Heilemann, able to go to second, not just take one on the walk. Farley gonna take a visit. You know, this is a pitcher who struggled to find the strike zone. That's her 12th walk on the season in only 2 innings pitched.
Yeah, now it's gonna bring up the top of the order for the Red Raiders, who their top 3 batters have 5 combined hits in their first 2 innings, and now they're coming up again in the 3rd. So beautiful look here from center field at Pauley Wells Field here in Abilene, Texas, where the Abilene Christian Wildcats taking on the Texas Tech Lady Red Raiders. The Red Raiders lead 6-2 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Have a runner on second and nobody out for the top of the order. Reagan Jennings now steps into the box for Tech. Elizabeth Schaefer on the mound. She had a 4-pitch walk to start her outing, and here's ball 1.
Yeah, and Jennings with a pair of singles to start her afternoon. Scored on both. Been a great leadoff here for Tech so far.
This pitch is driven out in the right field, and it one hops the wall. Hoffman on the run, gets hit, but 1 run scores, and Jennings heading to 3rd and slides in safely. As Cook not able to retrieve the ball, and it goes to the wall, but bounces straight back. So that's an RBI triple for Reagan Jennings and her 3rd hit of the ball game.
Yes.
Yeah, having a great day so far, like you mentioned. 3 hits through 3 innings. Never a bad sign
Oh no, I said
for Texas Tech.
Kaylee Wyckoff now in the box for the Red Raiders. We're going to go down to Daisy Strine. Daisy, tell us about Wyckoff.
Sophomore Kaylee Wyckoff was named the Big 12 Freshman of the Year last year, becoming just the 2nd individual conference award winner in program history. As of today, she has 101 career hits, 63 runs, and 57 RBIs. She's 2 for 2 today. Guys, back to you.
Kaylee Wyckoff having a really good season, batting .426 on the year, and as Daisy mentioned, she's over that 100 hit mark on her career. So really great softball player here at Texas Tech. She takes ball there, moves the count now to 3-0.
Yeah, not only a great hitter, but a great batter in the box, great discipline, great awareness of the strike zone, and awareness of who she's playing. Obviously, the pitcher here right now struggling to throw strikes, able to sit back, take some pitches, and get a 4-pitch walk there.
So 2 walks and 3 batters for Schaefer. Puts runners on the corners now for Riley Love, the 3-hole and 3rd baseman here for Texas Tech. Love 1 for 1 on the day, had the RBI double back in the 1st, and then hit by a pitch in her 2nd at bat in the 2nd inning. She takes ball 1 there, so 5 straight balls from Elizabeth Schaefer, looking to find her way back in the strike zone. There's the 1-0 pitch, and it's popped up foul territory towards the right side, but Sheelander able to make the catch right in front of the Texas Tech dugout for out 1 of the inning.
Yeah, a bit of a freebie there. Obviously, the ball in foul territory. Sheelander able to make that catch, ranging to her left. Big out there for Elizabeth Schaefer. Looking to build on that one here.
Now the junior, Aubrey Barnhart, steps into the box for the Red Raiders. Runners on the corners and 1 out. This pitch is bounced in there, but a good job by Avery Mylock to keep it in front. But the runner does take second. That's Wyckoff now on second base for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, unfortunately, while Wylock able to make the good block, cannot throw it to second base, got the runner on 3rd. Don't want to give up an easy run.
So 1-0 is the count now to Barnhart. This one's up above her head for ball 2. Barnhart 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout and then a sac fly back in the second. An RBI there, so chance to do some more damage here in the 3rd inning with runners in scoring position. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's in there for a cold strike. 2-1 now the count. One pitch is high. 3-1 now the count. So Elizabeth Schaefer, the sophomore from Rockwall, Texas, last season had 6 strikeouts in her 7.1 innings. So not a lot of time in the circle last season, but lots of strikeouts whenever she was there. Really great pitcher back in high school. Lots of high school awards and accolades there in Rockwall, and coming to Abilene now and brought some friends with her. A lot of good friends are on this Wildcat roster that all grew up playing together, and now they're here in Abilene and trying to play some competitive softball here in the WAC.
And like you mentioned, a lot of strikeouts in high school for Schaefer. Unfortunately, not being able to translate that success as much into this season. Still looking for her first.
And another walk. Aubrey Barnhart now on first base, which loads the bases, and we're going to have a change of pitcher here for the Wildcats as Schaefer's time in the circle will be up for today.
Yeah, and with Elder coming to the plate, who already hit a home run in today's game, I would give Farley not want to take that risk.
So Talia Nielsen now warming up for the Wildcats. Nielsen on the season with a 5.46 ERA. She's 6-4 in her 13 appearances. Has started 9 games. 4 of those, she's gone complete. So really good pitcher for Nielsen. You know, we watched her a couple weeks ago, last homestand against Seattle University. She threw a really great ball game in game 1 to get the Wildcats the win.
Yeah, she's been a great pitcher for this Wildcat team. Obviously more of a starting role. Unfortunately, having to go to her from the bullpen here in this midweek matchup. And she's going to have a tough part of the lineup. Obviously, Elder had the home run in the first inning. Oryx singled in the second, right, with a walk and advancing in the first inning. She's going to have her hands full, especially down 7-2 with the bases loaded.
Nielsen, the senior from Bakersfield, California, originally went to Bakersfield College, in which she was the 2022 Conference Pitcher of the Year with a 1.53 ERA, 310 strikeouts in 32 complete games. So some really good numbers put up from Nielsen back at Bakersfield. And last year, really good numbers as well. 4.89 ERA. Her first pitch is lined out into the left center field gap. 1 runner scores, and a second also steps across the plate for the Red Raiders. That's going to go as a 2 RBI double for Demi Elder.
Yeah, those runs won't be charged to Nielsen. Inherited runners on base, but nonetheless, more damage done. The Red Raiders take a 9-2 lead with just 1 out in the 3rd.
We're going to have a runner come into the ball game for Elder. Nope, excuse me, sorry, that was still Elder running now at second base. My mistake, as Orrick steps into the box for the Red Raiders. She takes ball 1 there, 1-0 is the count. Home plate umpire Joshua Forberger is going to come out and have a visit with Nielsen on the mound. Something white was on her sleeve, so have to remove that and get back to this ball game.
Yeah, it takes what it takes.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's swung at and popped in foul territory towards the left side, but Mylock runs out of room. This ball's in the stands. For strike 1 of the at-bat. Nielsen trying to work out of some trouble. She has runners on second and third with only one out. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's popped up out of the middle of the field. Bennett taking control, pulling everyone off and making the play for out 2 of the inning.
Yeah, that's a big out for Nielsen there. Not only gets the count to 2 in the outs column, but leaves runners where they are at second and third, unable to advance. Great play there from Katie Bennett.
So Maddie Wright, the DH on the day, stepping into the box now for Texas Tech. She takes ball 1 there. Wright 0 for 1 on the day. Had the backwards K back in the second inning and drew a walk in the first. It's a 1-0 count here, and here's the pitch, and it's called a ball. 2-0 now the count.
Yeah, Wright looking to be a little bit more patient here in this at-bat after striking out in her previous.
Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's lined out into right field. Hoffman on the run, but off her glove. And a great catch by Hoffman there for out 3 of the inning. So Texas Tech scratches 3 more runs to bring their lead to 9-2. We'll be right back for the bottom of the third on ESPN+. Welcome back. We're here in the bottom of the third inning. ACU. Olivia Marble is up, and she takes this one deep in the left field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's out of the ballpark. A solo shot to lead off the third inning for Olivia Marble. That was hit high and deep down the left field line. And she steps on the plate for run number 3 for ACU.
Yeah, her third on the year, adding on her 17th RBI. Great leadoff there, trying to get ACU back into this game.
She took the first pitch of her at bat and liked it so much she drove it out and got herself an RBI and a run to start this third inning. So Texas Tech now leads 9-3, the bottom of the third, and Sammy Sheelander up to the plate now for the Wildcats.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay of that home run. Able to get the hands through, fire them strong into that scoreboard, and say goodbye to that ball.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Sheelander and called for strike 2. Sheelander also with some power at the plate as well. She's hit 4 home runs on the year. Having a really good 11-game hitting streak in the last stretch of games. She leads the Wildcats with 20 RBI this season, and she fouls one off there to stay alive, 0-2.
Hard hit foul ball there, just a bit early on the off-speed pitch, looking to get that much power behind the ball. Fair here in this at-bat.
Sheelander hits this one, and it's popped up over to first base. Or Barnhart able to retire it for out 1.
Yeah, and a great pitch there from Keel, able to jam Sheelander. Pitch on the inside part of the plate, just off the handle, and gets a weak pop out on the infield.
It's going to bring up Elizabeth Schaefer back to the DH for the Wildcats, batting in that cleanup spot. She came into pitch last inning and struggled a little bit, was taken out, but still getting the at-bats in today. Schaefer 0 for 1 as she grounded out to second base back in the first inning. And this one, she check swings, but it's off the handle and grounded over to first base, where Barnhart fields it cleanly and steps on first for out 2. Tough break here for the Wildcats. Take a look at that replay, and this pitch was high and inside. She tried to check swing, but off the handle and softly grounded over to first for out 2 of the inning. So after the solo shot to lead it off, Keel able to settle in nicely and get back-to-back outs. Now faces Avery Mylock.
Yeah, Mylock doubled in her last at-bat and then scored after 2 wild pitches. Obviously moved from second to third base and then third base home.
Mylock takes that one there for strike one. So 1-1 now the count with 2 outs and nobody on base. Mylock, the senior from Georgetown, Texas, can play anywhere on the field, but today she's behind the dish at catcher. Last season she started 49 games and led the team with 34 RBI, 13 home runs, 11 doubles. Also led the team in slugging percentage and OPS. Really great hitter here in the middle of this Wildcats order. She lines this one over to right field, but it's going to fall in foul. Count even now, 2-2.
Yeah, and the scoreboard may not tell you this, but Wildcats playing good softball right now. Able to battle off pitches, hit foul balls, live longer in counts. Just not getting that offensive production that they hoped.
4 hits in this game so far as that one is swung at and missed for a strikeout and out 3 of the inning. So fireworks with Olivia Marble's leadoff solo shot to cut the lead now. 9-3, Texas Tech leads. We'll be right back for the 4th. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. We're here at Pauley Wells Field. Take a look. In between innings, we had the banana race. Smoothie King banana race here at Pauley Wells Field. That race was not quite a close one. That banana was moving, wasn't he?
Yeah, certainly peeled off the line there.
Oh,
able
man.
to secure the victory. And fortunately for him, they're not going to split that paycheck.
Wow. Brutal comments from Roman Raffelli with the dad jokes out here. Didn't know that I signed up to work the game with you that I was going to get such a fresh taste of those.
I mean, all jobs have perks.
Hey. So we're here in the 4th. Red Raiders lead 9-3, and Kennedy Kreitz takes that pitch for strike one. Count even now, 1-1. We'll see Kreitz, Halleman, and then back to the top of the order with Jennings here in this 4th inning as Talia Nielsen is on the mound for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Kreitz singled in the first. Not been very successful to play after that. But Nielsen looking to be successful here, starting her first clean inning. Able to get out of a jam last inning. And hoping to keep this Red Raider lead where it's at and get the Wildcats back to the bats and try to add on to their efforts so far.
The Red Raider offense has been very prevalent here early in this game. Nielsen for ACU trying to come in and put a limit on that. This ball's grounded to third and off the glove of Cook, not able to make the play. It's going to be a tough play for Cook to make anyway, but it's going to put the leadoff runner on first base now for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, and Holloman, who walked her last at-bat in the 3rd. Gonna have another chance at it here.
Holloman 0 for 1 on the day. Bats from that left side. Runner on first and nobody out here in the 4th. Nielsen steps in the circle. Here's the pitch. Halleman shows bunt. Wants it back to Nielsen and gets down the line very quickly for the bunt single.
Yeah, a couple of great infield hits to start the inning so far. JC Hamlin did sub into pitch run for Kreitz after the single. She's now on second base for the Red Raiders.
So runners on first and second now for the top of the order. Reagan Jennings, who's 3 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and a triple and an RBI as well. She takes ball 1 there. 1-0 is the count. So this is her 4th at bat in as many innings. Seeing lots of time at the plate here on this Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, and seeing the ball well. She's got 2 singles and a triple, like you mentioned. Scary bat at the top of the lineup here.
Nielsen facing a 1-1 count here. Takes a little while to get the sign, and here's the windup and the pitch. It's up and away for ball 2. So here's the 2-1 pitch to Jennings, and this ball is driven to the middle, through the middle of the infield. Runner scores from second base, Hamlin. Halleman over to third, so the 4th hit of the day for Reagan Jennings. And another RBI. And runners on the corners now for Kaylee Wyckoff.
Yeah, and a great hit there. Just a routine single ground ball up the middle. Able to sneak through and get herself another RBI.
Kaylee Wyckoff in the box now. 2 for 2 on the day as Jennings steals second. Wyckoff 2 for 2 and a walk drawn. She scored all 3 times she's been on base. And this is also her 4th at bat in as many innings. She's got a 1-0 count.
Yeah, we've seen this Red Raider lineup able to tear through this Abilene Christian pitching so far in this one.
Wyckoff hits this one high and falls in front of the outfielders out into right center field. And that's going to score a run. So an RBI single for Kaylee Wyckoff. Scores Logan Halleman for the 11th run of the ballgame.
Yeah, that's a great hit there. Able to just kind of loop one into shallow right field. No one there to make the play, and she'll be on base safely for the 4th time today.
So Riley Love in now for the Red Raiders. Love 1 for 2 on the day and an RBI double back in the 1st and a run scored. Then hit by a pitch and then flew out to 1st. She's up now with her 4th at bat of the day and a 1-0 count. Just taken for strike 1. Moves the count now to 1-1. Wyckoff over at first base. Not very common to see her steal bases. She does have 2 steals in as many attempts on the season. Now with runners on 1st and 3rd, this pitch is swung at and missed for strike 2.
Yeah, and you may see some movement. No outs and a 2-strike count, looking to get runners in scoring position.
Nielsen doing a good job of getting ahead of batters. 1-2 count is high. Ball 1. Wyckoff takes off and swipes that bag, and then a double steal as Jennings able to come home after the ball was dropped at second base. They had Wyckoff out, but Bennett not able to make the play as that ball flew right out of her glove. So it's going to go as a double steal for the Red Raiders. Take another look at it here. Slight collision at second base. So the 12th run scores for the Red Raiders. And Love pops this one off, but foul off the backstop behind the plate. So nobody out yet here in the 4th inning with a runner on second. Riley Love facing a 2-2 count. This pitch is taken high for ball 3.
Yeah, on both sides today, we've seen make great battles and put up a lot of effort in the box, whether it's taking good pitches for balls or fouling balls off, waiting to get their pitch, extending counts, living to see another pitch.
This one's fouled off to the left side, and coming out on the play is Cook, but not quite able to make the play as she ran into the backstop there trying to track that one in. So Love able to stay alive, keep the full count.
Yeah, and a great effort there. Unfortunately, unable to come down with the pitch.
So runner on second, nobody out, and a full count to Riley Love. This one, check swing. Third base umpire is going to say she didn't go, so she draws the walk. That's her third time on base today, and now brings up Aubrey Barnhart.
Yeah, Barnhart with a walk and got to third base, a strikeout in the first, and a sac fly to left in the second.
Barnhart flies this one out into left field, but it's caught by Davia for out one of the inning. Taking a look at it here. Good first pitch out by Nielsen to be able to get that one over and done with, but runners stay on first and second, and Demi Elder now in the box for the Red Raiders. She swings and misses. First pitch there for strike one.
Yeah, Nielsen's been doing a good job of getting ahead in counts. Unfortunately, just not able to finish off the batters.
And she faces a tough batter here in Demi Elder, who's 2 for 2 and a walk. 2 extra base hits, had a double in the third, and that home run back in the first inning. She faces an 0-2 count here, though. She's behind.
Yeah, and as we see the confidence increase a little bit here from Nielsen, we're seeing the pace increase a little bit, looking to work fast, keep her momentum going, keep the batter a bit uncomfortable in the box. Hoping to finish off Elder here.
So 1-2 is the count. That pitch is in there on the inside corner for strike three looking. So another backwards K for this Red Raider offense. And that's out 2 of the inning. Taking another look at it here. Great location by Nielsen.
Yeah, that's a great pitch. Set up Elder really well through that count and able to hammer home the fastball for strike three.
So Abby Orick now, the shortstop, up for her 4th at bat of the day. She hits this one, a chopper to third base and over the head of Cook. Wyckoff coming home to score, but it's thrown out at the plate by Davia for out 3 of the inning. So Wildcats able to limit the damage on the single, keep this score 12-3, Red Raiders lead. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 4th on ESPN+. Welcome back to Pauley Wells Field here in Abilene, Texas. Texas Tech Red Raiders lead the Wildcats 12-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, obviously a run rule looming for this Wildcat team. 8 runs after 5 innings is the rule here for NCAA softball. Wildcats down 9 here in the bottom of the 4th. Need to get something going if they don't want to have an early exit today.
Katrin Hoffman swings and misses there for strike 1 of her at bat. Drew a walk back in the second on a really tough at bat, and also scored a run as well. So she steps in, leading off the 4th inning for the Wildcats. This one swung at and fouled straight back for strike 2. So now she finds herself behind in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, and Keel's been super successful today, especially at getting ahead in counts, getting the Wildcats to swing early and often, not allowing them to get early runners on base, move them around, keeping them clean so far today.
Keel misses high there for ball 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's swung at and missed. That's Keel's 4th strikeout of the day for out 1 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, we've seen Keel able to keep the Wildcats kind of off balance in the box, pitching ahead, and then coming back with that fastball on counts that you would think she'd go to something off speed, just hammering it home as she sits down Hoffman.
So the junior from Chino Hills, California steps in the box now. Miranda Lista She's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout back in the second. She takes that one there for strike one. 0-1 now the count. Lista fouls that one off there for strike two. This is struggling at the plate so far this year, only batting 140, the 234 on base percentage. She's behind the count now, 0-2, and here's the pitch, and check swing. Did she go? And the first base umpire, Jacob Woodson, says she didn't, so she stays alive in the count now, 1-2.
Yeah, Lista looking to play leadoff here.
This one's swung at, check swing, but she did go around that time, so that's strike three, and back-to-back strikeouts now for Kiel here in this fourth inning. And we're gonna have a pinch hitter now. Number 8, Skylar Paget, the graduate student out of Grant Pass, Oregon, coming in to hit in this ballgame.
Yeah, Paget pinch hitting here. Hitting 196 on the season, 11 hits in 56 at-bats, 321 slugging percentage, 11 strikeouts, only 3 walks.
Played a good shortstop for the Wildcats this season. Getting the day off today, but finds herself in a pinch hit situation here in the fourth with nobody on base and 2 outs. There's the 0-1 pitch, and it's popped up, but foul behind the plate and behind the stands. Paget transferred in from North Dakota State. She was the Summit League All-Tournament in 2022. She started 100 games at shortstop over the last 2 years there in North Dakota. Played a full 4 seasons there at North Dakota State, and now finding herself here in Abilene for her 5th season. Mom played softball at Fresno State. She faces a 1-2 count here, and it's swung and missed at for strike 3. So 3 of 3 down for the Wildcats. Kiel strikes out the side in the bottom of the 4th. It's 12-3, Red Raiders lead. We'll be right back on ESPN+. And we're back here in Abilene, Texas at Pauley Wells Field, where the Texas Tech Red Raiders lead the Abilene Christian Wildcats 12-3 here in the 5th. Talia Nielsen here in the circle for ACU. It's the 5th inning in NCAA softball. The run rule is 8 runs after 5 innings, so potentially with the Red Raiders out to a 9-run lead, we could see this be the last inning of the game.
Yeah, and with that, Abigail Farler going to the bench, making substitutions. Paget will stay in the game, go play shortstop. Katie Bennett's going to move to second base. Miranda Lista will move to third. And now catching is Sydney Kaiser for Avery Mylock.
So some defensive substitutions, Coach Farler decided were needed here in the 5th. Nielsen still in the circle as Maddie Wright takes ball 1 there in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Wright 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a flyout. Also drew a walk back in the first, and she takes strike 1 looking there. 1-1 now the count.
Yeah, right. One of the only at-bats in this Red Raider lineup that doesn't have a hit today. Was still productive with that walk, but struggled a bit here at Pauley Wells.
And she lines this one out into left center field. Hard hit ball. She rounds first and is going for second. Here's the throw, and not in time as Wright slides in safely for the leadoff double. And now a hit on her resume for the day as she moves to 1 for 3.
Well, in our press box right behind home plate, maybe heard me say, hasn't been productive, doesn't have a hit today. Lines that one into the gap in left center and has herself a nice double.
Yeah, and that ball was hit hard. Talia Nielsen has done a really good job today so far of getting out ahead of batters and pounding the strike zone, but not able to finish them off, allowing some solid contact and This Red Raiders offense is tough to beat as they have some really good bats in the lineup.
Yeah, we're getting a substitution pitch runner here for right. That's going to be number 6, Chastity Rains.
And Kennedy Kreitz drives this one out in the left field. Fielded by Davia. Rains is going to stay held up at third base and put runners on the corners here with nobody out in the 5th. Taking a look at that single.
Yeah, able to drop that one in front of the left fielder there. Bit of a bobble, thankfully no plate. The plate for the Wildcats. Now runners on the corners for Nielsen.
Yeah, the 9-hole, Logan Holloman steps into the box. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Also a walk drawn. She shows bunt there but pulls it back. And it's taken for ball 1. Holloman scored 2 runs in this game down in the 9-hole. Red Raiders offense has been proficient all the way 1 through 9, up and down the lineup. They've been good. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's laid down right in front of the catcher. She picks it up and throws it over to first, but not in time. It's going to go as a bunt single.
Yeah, and that'll load the bases here for the Red Raiders in the top of the 5th. Bit of a small ball play there, and a good start to the inning for the Red Raiders. Unfortunately, Nielsen going to have to work out of this jam here in the top of the 5th.
That's Halloman's second drag bunt for a single in this ball game.
Yeah, and certainly not who you want to load the bases with. Jennings, top of the order coming up. 4 for 4 on the day, 3 singles and a triple.
The 1-0 to Jennings is in there for strike 1. 1-1 now the count to the 4 for 4 girl, who's been really good today in this leadoff spot. She has another chance to do some damage here as the bases were loaded with nobody out in the 5th. This one taking off the outside part of the plate for ball 2.
Yeah, not only 4 for 4, but 4 for 4 in 4 different areas, spraying the ball everywhere. Got a single to left, a single to center, a triple to right, and then a single in the right field gap.
Jennings finds herself ahead in the count now. 3-1. No open bases. Nielsen needs to execute a pitch here and throw it in the strike zone. She does, and it's fouled off. Count is full now to Jennings.
Yeah, and a great pitch there from Nielsen. Able to give her something to swing at, but not something too good to put in fair territory. Now we got a tied up payoff pitch coming from Nielsen.
Nielsen gets her sign. There's the windup and the pitch and the full count. Pitch is in there, but call the ball. So with the bases loaded, Nielsen walks Jennings. And that's going to be the Red Raiders' 13th run of the day coming across the plate. And now Gabby Rawls in the box for the Red Raiders, hitting in that 2-hole spot for Kaylee Wyckoff. This is her first at-bat of the day. She swings at this one and drives it out into right field, but Hoffman able to make the catch. Runner tags from third and scores easily. Also, Halloman tagging from second to third. So an RBI sac fly for Gabby Rawls.
Yeah, we're seeing the Red Raiders kind of vary from their typical style. They're a big power hitting team, a lot of doubles and triples, extra base hits. Playing a bit of a small ball approach here in the 5th. Wonder if that may be Coach Craig Snyder trying to change something up, get some practice out of a game that's not super competitive here in the top of the 5th.
So 14-3 is the score as Riley Love steps into the box for her 5th at bat in 5 innings. One 1-0 is the count to Love. Here's the pitch, and it's high for ball 2. So 1 out here in this 5th inning. And runners on the corners for the Red Raiders. As their 3-hole Riley Love is up to the plate. Love with the big RBI double back in the 1st and scored a run. Then has been hit by a pitch and walked since then. She faces a 2-1 count now here in the 5th. She swings at this one. It's popped up over to shortstop. Left fielder Villa coming in on the play and making the catch for out 2 of the inning.
Yeah, and that's great from Davia, taking charge, getting that pop-up, and kind of no man's land right there. Shortstop's got to play, center field's got to play, left fielder comes in, I've got the ball, I'll make the catch, and give us our 2nd out.
So a good pitch by Nielsen to retire out number 2 of the inning. Aubrey Barnhart up to the plate now. For her 5th at bat of the day, she fouls that one off for strike 1. Barnhart yet to have a hit on the day. She's had a sac fly with an RBI and a walk. Also struck out and flown out. Looking for her first hit of the game. You know, we talked about Coach Craig Snyder with this Texas Tech team and how much of an emphasis he's put on offense. I mean, last season became the 3rd coach in program history to win 30-plus games in the 1st season. They set single-season records for the program in doubles, in slugging percentage, and also home runs. They smashed 74 long balls last season. So Snyder coming in and making an immediate impact on the big offensive style for Texas Tech.
Yeah, absolutely. Really playing competitively in that Big 12. You're not going to be able to play close games and winning conference without the bats.
So after falling 0-2, Barnhart works her way back in the count now. 2-2 with 2 outs here. Runners on the corners here in this 5th inning. Ball up and away for ball 3. Count is full now. Full count, 2 outs. Jennings over at first should be running on the pitch. Runner goes, and this one's fouled off to the right side. Stays alive now. Count remains full.
And a good battle here from Barnhart. Like you said, down early in the count. Able to watch some balls go by and then foul a couple off. Making Nielsen earn this 3rd out.
Barnhart batting .304 coming into today. Without a hit so far. She calls time. Nielsen was taking some time to get the sign from her catcher. Ball is hit out into right field. That's going to go as an RBI single. Score the Red Raiders' 15th run of the ball game. This ball was up and away, and good job there by Barnhart to compete in a really tough AB and find some outfield grass out in right field to get the RBI single in her first hit of the ball game. So Demi Elder steps into the box now and flies this one out into left field. That's Davia. Tracks it in foul territory for out 3 of the 5th inning. So ACU will have one last chance to make a push here. 15-3 is the score. We'll be right back on ESPN+. And we're back here at Pauley Wells Field in Abilene, Texas. This has been all Texas Tech. Their offense has been absolutely surging with 15 runs in 5 innings. They lead 15-4. ACU has one last chance of offense here before the run rule comes into effect. They're down 11, need to cut that down to 7 if they want to stay alive in this ball game. We look ahead, ACU will be traveling to Southern Utah this weekend for a conference series. There against Southern Utah. They have yet to win a conference series so far this year, looking for their first one. They've had some chances, game 1 and game 2 of a couple games. They've had some opportunities going into game 3 to capture a series win and have yet to do so. Tough midweek matchup against a really good Texas Tech offense.
Yeah, this is an offense that just, can beat you 1 through 9. We talked about that earlier, and Craig Snyder been super successful in his first year and this year as his second as their head coach up in Lubbock. Dangerous lineup, looking to compete in a very, very competitive softball conference in that Big 12. Some big-name schools, Texas Tech, slowly but surely growing their way and climbing those standings.
Randy Davia in the box now for the Wildcats, batting in that 9 hole after entering for Bubba Rowe. She faces a 1-2 count after that foul ball. Pardon me, the score is 15-3 actually. Texas Tech leads. That ball is taken there for ball 2. Count even now, 2-2. Davia 0 for 1. She flew out to left field her first at bat. Maddie Keel still on the mound for the Lady Red Raiders. She's been good today so far, only giving up 4 hits and 3 runs, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. So doing a really good job of fanning this Wildcats lineup.
Yeah, she's been great in the circle today, giving the Raiders a quality start in this midweek matchup. Looking to give them some extra momentum into the weekend.
This ball's hit hard down the right side, but foul. Davia stays alive here. Count still 2-2.
It feels like the theme of today is just battling in counts, fouling off balls, being disciplined, and living to see another pitch.
This ball is up above the strike zone and taken for ball 3. Move the count to full now with nobody on and nobody out here in this bottom of the 5th inning. Wildcats trail by 12 runs, looking to spark some offense. Here's the full count pitch, and it's flared out over Love's head and into left field, and it kicks over towards the fence line. Davia heads up base running, able to take second. That's going to go as a leadoff double.
Yeah, great hit there, able to just loop it over the third baseman's head, and then got a very generous bounce off the turf. Shot left, foul. Shortstop had to get all the way to the wall to chase that one down. And Davia took a turn, saw that she was still running after it, and was able to take second.
So now back up to the top of the order for the Wildcats, Katie Bennett. She's 0 for 2 on the day, something we're not used to seeing from her. She fouls that one off to the left side. 0-1 now the count. Bennett, one of 3 of the WAC's top 10 sluggers, along with Sammy Sheelander and Olivia Marble. Bennett slugging .758. Been really good in that leadoff spot, as this one's inside and just misses her for ball 1.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the lifeblood of this team. She does it all, 5-tool player. Unfortunately struggling tonight, but as has the rest of her team.
So here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's low and in the dirt. Great block by Kreitz to keep it in front and move the count now to 2-1. Bennett really patient at the plate. Seen some long at bats in this game, even though coming out on the wrong end of those so far. Looking to get something going here in the 5th. She swings hard at that one and fouls it off. Count moves to 2-2. The 2-2 to Bennett is high. So another full count here. Maddie Keel having to throw lots of pitches in the 5th inning of this ball game. Keel gets her sign. Here's the windup in the pitch, and it's fouled straight back. Bennett just missed that one. She stays alive here, 3-2.
Yeah, and yet again, another great battle here from the Wildcats. Being patient in the box, as well as just fouling off pitches that are close, but not something they want to take for a hit. Looking to get their pitch.
So here's Bennett. She reaches for that one and grounds it over to second base and beats it out. That's going to go as an infield single. Bennett shows off her speed there and also advances the runner to third. So back-to-back base hits for the Wildcats to start off the 5th inning.
The Wildcats showing a bit of life here in the bottom of the 5th, facing that run rule.
Great job by Bennett there, showing off her speed. It's been used very well this season. She's got 13 stolen bases. She finds herself on base for the first time today. It brings up Olivia Marble. Marble takes that one in the dirt for ball 1.
In case you didn't know, Olivia Marble one double shy of breaking the ACU single season record. Looking for that double here today.
She's 1 for 2 on the day. Had the big home run back in the 3rd inning. Deep shot to left field. Looking to carry that hit with some momentum into this at bat. And continue this offense here in the 5th for the Wildcats. Runners on the corners. 2-0 is the count. Here's the pitch, and it's hit foul straight down. 2-1, now the count. The catcher Kreitz is going to go out and have a visit with her pitcher. Make sure they're back on track and find a way to record some outs here and finish this ball game up.
Yeah, a little bit of leeway here for Texas Tech. Obviously, the run rule at 8, up 12. They can afford something here, but obviously you don't want to let it get out of hand and want to close this as fast as possible.
So here's the 2-1 count, and it's below the zone for ball 3. Nobody out here yet in the 5th inning. Keel working quick. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And it's hit hard, but foul down the right field line. They had to retrieve the ball from right field as that ball bounced back into play. So they had to get that out of the way, and we're back here with the full count to Olivia Marble. Here's the pitch from Keel, and it's swung and missed at for strike 3 and the first out of this inning.
Yeah, and a great battle there between Marble and Keel. Keel able to get the best of Marble once again today.
That's Keel's 7th strikeout on the day, doing a really good job of fanning those ACU hitters. Sammy Sheelander up to the plate now. She's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a fly out, and she takes her first pitch and chops it over to shortstop. And Bennett beats out the throw to second base. So everybody's safe, and the run does score for the Wildcats. This one chopped straight into the ground. Really hard play for Oryx. She tried to field it and throw it to second as quick as she could, but Bennett showing off the speed. That's going to go as an RBI single for Sheelander.
Yeah, and a fortunate bounce there, right off a home plate. Shoots into the sky, delayed enough for Sheelander to get to first base, and Katie Bennett to get to second.
That ball's hit out to center field and caught. That was the pinch hitter, Sydney Kaiser, who had entered the game. So Avery Mylock now re-entering the game for the Wildcats and hitting back in this 5-hole. She had a double down the left field line back in the second and then a strikeout in the third. And she's up with runners on first and second and 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
And Carly Manny in to run at first base for Sammy Sheelander.
So Mylock, the last chance for the Wildcats as they now face an 11-run deficit here in the 5th. Any lead, 8 runs or bigger, will result in the run rule coming into effect and this game being over early. Sun is still shining bright here in Abilene, Texas, as that pitch is below the zone for ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Mylock.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the Wildcats down to their last out here in Avery Mylock. Looking to keep the Wildcats alive. Get on base.
And the 2-0 pitch is grooved in there for strike 1. 2-1 now the count here to Mylock. There's the windup and the 2-1 pitch. The off speed swung at and missed for strike 2. Keel is 1 pitch away from wrapping this ball game up. This one way over Kreitz's head to the backstop. Both runners advance 60 feet. Now it takes the force away from second and third, and 2 runners in scoring position now to Avery Mylock. Here's the windup, and the full count pitch is foul tip straight back off the catcher Kreitz. She stays alive. 3-2 still the count. Maddie Keel 1 out away from a complete game. This ball's in there and fouled off once again out of the stadium. Count remains 3-2.
Yeah, Maddie Keel closing in on that complete game, but it hasn't been an easy one. Obviously not a super close game, but the Wildcats have been competitive in counts, fouling off lots of pitches, being disciplined at the plate, making her work for it.
Here's the full count pitch, and it's lined out over the first baseman's head into right field. It's fair. 1 run scores, a second comes across the plate, and that's going to go as a 2 RBI single for Avery Mylock. Try to keep the Wildcats alive here in this 5th inning.
Yeah, Mylock just 4 RBIs away from reaching 100 in her career. She'd be the 4th Wildcat to reach 100 RBIs in their D1 era. She's currently 4th on the RBI list for ACU. She'd be the first to reach 100 since 2018.
And we're going to have a pinch runner here as Isabel Martinez is going to come in and run for Avery Mylock. Martinez, the junior out of Lockhart, Texas, multiple softball awards in high school, also an All-American cheerleader and a regional qualifier in powerlifting. She runs it well. 37 games as a freshman. She's really good at stealing bases. And we're going to have a mound visit here for Texas Tech.
Yeah, Craig Snyder looking to give his pitcher a break, give her a bit of a rest before going and getting this 3rd out.
So the Red Raiders lead here 15-6 now in the bottom of the 5th inning. ACU still needs 2 runs to keep their game alive. And Katrin Hoffman now up for the Wildcats. She's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Also walked and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Hoffman trying to keep the offense alive for the Wildcats. Keel gets her sign. Here's the windup, and the pitch is in there at the top of the strike zone for strike 1.
Yeah, good location there from Keel. Able to take exactly where coach told her there and put it into work there. Get strike 1.
The 0-1 pitch is fouled off into the stands behind the plate now. Now the count 0-2. So another 2-strike count here with 2 outs for Keel. Ball's taken for ball one. 1-2 now the count. Runner on first. Here's the windup, and the 1-2 pitch is swung at and foul tipped off the catcher's mask. So Hoffman stays alive here now. 1-2 is still the count.
Yeah, good battle here from Hoffman. Down 0-2 early. Able to take a ball and then foul a couple back.
Yeah, we're going to have a discussion here between ACU's head coach Abigail Farler and the home plate umpire Joshua Forberger. I think Farler wanted to ask if that was a catcher's interference call possibility. She thought she heard 2 tips, but call stands, and 1-2 is the count. This pitch is swung at the off speed down in the dirt. Swung and missed out for strike 3. So big win for Texas Tech as they win 15-6 here in Abilene, Texas. Maddie Keel records her 8th win of the year. That's going to be all here from Abilene, Texas for the midweek. Look for ACU to go and play some more Western Athletic Conference softball this weekend in Utah. That's all from us. I'm Jaden West and Roman Raffelli, and thank you from the whole crew, Hutton Harris and everyone else. This is softball here on ESPN+. Have a great night.